up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look.
All right, welcome into the Batavia Colliders franchise. We are in the year 2014, year 4, week 16. This will be our 15th game. We are 10-4, hosting the Oregon Dream Team. One more win and we win the NFC West. So the Oregon Dream Team is only 4-10. So let's take a look at their roster.
Roster breakdown.
At quarterback, they have Raheem Byers. He's an 80 overall. Halfback is Dosha Durham. He's an 89, and we've had our struggles with him in the past. At fullback, Connor Bridwell, 82. And Dominique Williamson is their second-year man out of Texas A&M. He's a 77 overall, drafted in the 3rd round of the 2013 draft. Then they've got Devin Durham, who is injured. Roderick Morris, Asa Sibley, Michael Harden out of Missouri, and Jamichael Wells is a rookie out of Southern. At tight end, they've got Edgar Mays. Left tackle, Michael McBride. He is a beast, a 93 overall out of Boise State. He's injured, though, but he was the 3rd pick overall in the 2012 draft. And you can see his pass blocking skills are unmatched. But unfortunately for the Dream Team, he appears to be injured. So maybe we'll see Jerry Dixon, who is a rookie out of Texas. At left guard, Joey Jones. He's a 91 overall. Center, Colby Johnson is a 90 overall. Right guard, Getty Rantis. Got an interesting name, but he looks to be injured. So we might see Jared Marsh instead, who they don't lose much. He's an 86. Right tackle, Hugh White, and he's backed up by Vondre Mintlow, who is injured. Both right tackles are 88s. Left end, Jared Thomas, he's an 86 overall. Right end, Brady Mahan, he's an 86 overall. And in the middle, we've got Josh Oliver, who looks like he's injured, 91 overall. Jameel Barentine, 82 overall, also looks to be injured. So Charles Williams, the rookie out of Auburn, is on fire. He's a 78 overall. Drafted in the 2nd round. Looks like he's getting a lot of playing time with those injuries. And Stokolian Wheeler is another rookie, but he's only a 44. Chip Ramsey is another rookie. So all rookies there at defensive tackle. Left outside linebacker is Brandon Hardy. He's a 91 overall. In the middle, you've got Chris Whitney out of Nebraska, 89 overall. And right outside linebacker, Mike Hopkins, 88 overall out of Alabama. And he was drafted in the 1st round with the 27th pick overall. Corners, Xavier Clement. He is a rookie out of Arizona State. Drafted in the 1st round, 25th overall. Shaquille Mintlow, and he's a 77 overall. Jeff Abrams, a rookie out of NC State, drafted in the 3rd round. Clay Myers, Deshaun Carey, and Leland Coleman. Free safety is Kason Aaron. He's a 90 overall. Strong safety, Garrett Harrison, 89 overall. 2nd-year man out of NC State. Kicker is Jackson Adams. Sounds like early presidential. Punter, Ricky Wheeler. He's the 2nd-year man out of Oklahoma, drafted in the 2nd round. Okay, then. And that is your roster for the Oregon Dream Team. All right, let's take a look at the injury report. We'll be missing Jaquez Price for another week. Morgan Montoya and Ron Lewis for the remainder of the season. A lot of guys injured for the Dream Team, including Vondre Mintlow, Devin Durham, Michael McBride, and that's a big one, Getty Rantis, Josh Oliver, and Jameel Barentine, leaving just rookies at defensive tackle. And that is your injury report. All right, welcome into Game 15 here at Proton Park in Batavia, Illinois, as the Colliders will host the Oregon Dream Team. And with a victory, the Colliders can win the NFC West and go back to the playoffs after missing out last year with a 9-7 record. So Andy Gary kicks this one off, and it'll be a touchback. All right, Raheem Byers is your quarterback, and he's going to throw on first down, and he's got a completion for 14 yards to Morris. And there you see Byers' numbers on the year. Respectable in this dynasty, or this franchise rather. There's another nice play to Morris. Quarterbacks don't really light it up yet in this franchise, but he's got more touchdowns than interceptions, so that's saying something. He misses there, though, and it's 2nd and 10. Byers with lots of time, no pass rush to be found. He gets it off to the running back, Dosha Durham, who gets 8, and that'll make it 3rd and 2. And they're going to hand to Durham, and look who's there. The rookie right end, Jake Jones, tackles him for a loss. And here is their 2nd-round punter, Wheeler, and he's going to pin them at the 6-yard line, so worth the high draft pick, apparently. And the Colliders will start with Brian Harris, who goes nowhere. So 2nd and 10. Mark on his old goal line, now in the end zone, and he gets it out to Gillespie, who drops it. So 3rd and 10. Pressure coming. They get it out to Harris, who breaks 1 tackle, but is unable to get the first down. Picks up 4, and they are punting out of their own end zone with their punter, Casey Sellers, who I believe is a 6th-round pick, so not nearly the pedigree of Wheeler. And that is the fullback, Jason Broussard, down there, doing it all, making the tackle on special teams, and we'll see Byers again. And he's going to throw for it again, and he's under pressure. He dumps it off to the running back, and Elisha Wright tackles him for a 3-yard loss. Colliders have had a much better season this year, but they have faced a lot of injuries. And Ahmad Mark really hasn't been the same since he came back from injury, so I thought we might have answered the question at quarterback. Not so sure right now. He does miss a lot of open passes, and he's been throwing a lot of interceptions lately. Here's another punt by Wheeler, and another one that pins them inside the 20-yard line, this time at the 18. Let's see what Ahmad Mark can do here. Handoff goes to Harris, and he's got running room. And it looks like he's got enough for a first down. So nice play for Brian Harris. And there's a nice block by the fullback, Jason Broussard. So Harris picks up 8 as we come to the end of the first quarter. We're scoreless here in Batavia. Colliders with the ball, trying to get something going on offense. And Harris has just enough to get the first down. And they'll just keep going back to him. Only 3 that time, though. So here's a play fake to Harris. Can they capitalize on the running play? Oh, my goodness. That's what I'm talking about. Ahmad Mark missed him by about 15 yards. That was the open receiver. Granted, that receiver is the 53 overall tight end that we were forced to sign. All right, this has become another punting duel. So Sellers trying to coffin corner him, and just can't make it. That'll go into the end zone for a touchback. Here's a fake to Dosha Durham, and they get it off to Sibley, who's tackled down by Elisha Wright. Haywood in motion. And Byers throwing it a lot in this game. They've got Haywood. And that's a nice play by DeMarcus Coleman to make the tackle after being blocked. Still, though, a first down, and here's Durham. He's tackled by Travis Thomas, among others. And they'll go to him again, but this time Jamel Walker stops him in the backfield. So it'll be 3rd and 7 for Oregon. Man in motion, that's Dominique Williamson. And under extreme duress, he's just going to throw it away. And here comes punting legend Wheeler. And this one's going to go into the end zone. Man, if that had stopped, that would have been something. All right, so Mark back to pass. He's got Antion Pahaldi, everyone's favorite fighting Frenchman, who picks up 8. 2 minutes left in the half. Mark to throw, and he gets it through to Gillespie. That was close to being intercepted. But instead, it's a first down. Mark with time, and he's got Pahodi, who holds on to it through a vicious hit. So not bad. Only 5 yards, though. And they're going to dump it off to Gillespie for the first. He breaks a tackle, and he's down to the 21. Nice play by Brad Gillespie, the backup tight end, playing for the off-injured Ron Lewis. And Muse is going to score. He catches that one in between two defenders, and they hit him into the end zone. So a nice play for A.J. Muse, who's really been asked to step up in the absence of Morgan Montoya. So nice little route here. Good ball placement by Ahmad Mark, just as I'm talking about maybe not having our quarterback yet. That's a nice play by him. Andy Gary puts it through, and the Colliders go up 7-0 with a minute left in the first half. So A.J. Muse coming through there. Can the Oregon Dream Team answer with a drive of their own before halftime? Not on that play, as Raheem Byers sails it out of bounds. And he'll go back to throw again. Here comes pressure up the middle, and he's going to just slide down in front of Ronald Taylor. 3rd and 7. Here comes pressure from the outside, and intercepted by Preston Mahan. There was a corner coming in hot, and that forced him to throw it quickly, and Preston Mahan from his strong safety spot picks it off. And now they're going to go back to Brian Harris, and he picks up about 5 on that play. 29 seconds left. They're taking their time, looking to score. And here's Muse again. And with 22 seconds left, it's 1st and goal from the 2. They'll use a timeout. And Brian Harris is tackled for no gain. 14 seconds left. Can they punch it in? Broussard in motion. They'll go to Harris. He cuts it back, and he is rolled into the end zone for a touchdown. So with 2 minutes left in the game, they score twice, or left in the half, I should say. And they're going to go up 14-0 at halftime, and they'll be getting the ball back. Andy Gary puts it through, and it's official. Colliders are up 14-0 at home. Brian Harris with a good start to this game, still averaging under 4 yards per carry, though. Really having a hard time getting the running game going effectively. They aren't, though. Here's Dosha Durham with a big running play. Gets lots of room. They'll call timeout after a 22-yard run. And Byers is going to throw it into a crowd. And that will fall to the turf, and that's the end of the first half. Colliders with a late push at the end of the second quarter, and they're up 14-0. Thanks to touchdowns from A.J. Muse and Brian Harris. Kick is away. This one's going to go into the end zone. Phil Brown will not return it. So starting with the 20 is Ahmad Mark with Broussard in motion. Fake to Harris. And they're going to go out to Brandon McNair, the rookie, and he's got it for 14 yards. And an efficient start for Ahmad Mark. Can he keep this up? Here's another dump off to Paholdi, who's been finding some room underneath. 2nd and 2. They go to Harris, and Harris is stopped by Thomas for no gain. So on 3rd and 2, they'll throw the screen pass to Muse, and he's got enough for the first down. A.J. Muse has 3 catches for 53 yards so far. Mark picks up a block from his running back, and he's going long for Muse, who's got his man beat. Touchdown! A.J. Muse, what a play. So the pressure was coming. Brian Harris stepped up and gave him the block he needed, and then A.J. Muse got a step on the corner. And they're chest bumping in the crowd. They love it. So A.J. Muse, he does have pretty good long speed. Not a lot of acceleration, but by the end of that route, he had beat his man. And perfect placement on that ball. Muse makes a tougher catch than it looks and scores the touchdown, his second of the day. And just like that, they're up 21-0. And AJ Muse has already got 100 yards receiving with 2 touchdowns, so he's certainly stepping up in the absence of Morgan Montoya, at least in this game. Here's Durham, and Leon Stewart gets him down. 2nd and 5. Byers will hand to Durham again, and he's able to get around the defenders for a first down. He's averaging 6 yards per carry, what I wouldn't give to have those kind of holes on offense when I'm running the ball. Sibley catches it. Cheeseborough's got him for a 5-yard gain. All right, Byers back to throw. Under pressure. Mays is wide open. They really sold out on that. And that's a huge gain. So now Oregon is trying to answer that last touchdown. Sean Arnold gets in there. They're going to call that an incomplete pass. He almost gets the sack. Here comes the pressure again, and somehow Dosha Durham is not tackled in the backfield. He just kind of slips by the defender, who then gets upended by the phantom block. And here's Durham again breaking through. Mahan lays a lick on him, but now he's just unstoppable, Dosha Durham. The only thing that helps us is that the computer will often just stop doing the thing that works, like running the ball against us. But not there. Dosha Durham in the end zone for a touchdown. I might have said during the roster breakdown that he's given us trouble in the past because of all his head-stomping antics. He's got 8 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown. And now Mark will go back to work. Up 2 scores. He's going long. And that's too long for AJ Muse, who tried to high point it. So 2nd and 10. Mark is sacked. He kind of rolled out. I think Brad Williams will get the blame for that sack, but really kind of Ahmad Mark's fault. Mark going long, and he's got Muse, who does come down with that one on 3rd and 19. Ahmad Mark finds Muse, who just makes an athletic play jumping up for it. And now here's Harris, who gets a couple. Whitney has already got 5 tackles. They're going to pass or hand off rather to Harris again, and he's got a first down. And Mark looking to throw, trying to get it to his man. That was for Parodi, and Abram steps in front of it and intercepts it. So Ahmad Mark's nearly flawless game is now marred by a turnover. Byers is going to run the same play, but Durham, of course, just untouched somehow. Gets 10 yards on the play. Byers will throw for it. That's a better outcome for us. And Sean Arnold comes in and gets the sack. So returning to the starting lineup, he's actually made his presence felt and given us a little bit of that pass rush that we've been lacking this year. On 4th and 2, they will go for it. They hand it to Durham, and Alexander Williams is there. And it looks like he will not make it. Colliders will take over. Ahmad Mark being conservative after the interception, hands it off, but that's a 2-yard loss. Now Mark will try to throw again, and that's intercepted again. Again for Parodi, and Shaquille Mintlow steps up in front of that. So 2 quick 4th quarter interceptions, and suddenly we have a great game go to an average game for Ahmad Mark. So the rookie has definitely gone through some growing pains. Certainly not to the level of Josiah Reed last year or the quarterback play we've had prior to that with Greg McLean. Those guys sucked even worse than this. But still, we do not have the quarterback play that we want. Hopefully, oh, that's a dangerous pass, and it's batted down. Hopefully, we can get some progression out of Ahmad Mark. He's got B potential. So let's see how he develops in the offseason. But it could very well be that we're still in the market for a quarterback. Alabama's Adam Franson is looking good, but he's got 2 or 3 more years before he'll come out. Ronald Taylor comes out, intercepts it. He's hurt on the play, but let's talk about Ronald Taylor. A 68 overall. I think he was drafted in the 6th or 7th round and cut. We pick him up, and he's certainly been a whole lot better than Tyree Anderson at right outside linebacker. Even though he's only a 68, he's got D potential, so he won't get any better. I just hope he doesn't get much worse, because he's actually been a really good player for us despite the 68 overall rating. And kind of in the same vein as Sean Arnold has been a great left end for us despite his 70 overall rating that hasn't really improved in 3 years. Although this year he definitely took a step back. Mark is going to get sacked. That is the left tackle, Zach Pope, just letting the man go by. We definitely need another left tackle. Our offensive line needs work, that's for sure. Andy Gary is going to line this one up, and he's going to put it through. And with less than a minute left, Colliders are looking to add a win and win the division. They're up 24-7. Byers going long, and it looks like Cheeseborough's there again to bat it away. 2nd and 10. Under pressure. Byers going up for this one, and it is batted away. I think Cheeseborough again. So 3rd and 10. What can they do here? Here comes the pressure. He's got his man, but I don't think it was in bounds. It was not. So Dominique Williamson can't catch it in bounds. And they're just going to give up and punt. Here's the punter extraordinaire, Wheeler. And this one is finally returnable. And Brown has a pretty decent return, carrying some tacklers with him. 27 seconds left. Mark wants more. Can he get more? He's going to dump it off to Gillespie. And they'll use a timeout, I presume. Yep. So from the 50, 2nd and 2. Everyone's covered pretty well. Tries to get it to Muse, who had his hands on it, but it's knocked away. So Mark will dump this one down to Gillespie for another 1st down. And 8 seconds left from the 38. He's going to go long for the rookie, Brandon McNair, who cannot hold on. So 3 seconds left. They're going to try to go for it instead of kicking a field goal. And they'll go to A.J. Muse. He's got it, and he cannot hold on. That would have been crazy if he came down with that one. So the Colliders come away with a victory. They will win the NFC West, and A.J. Muse is the player of the game. Big game for him. Could have been bigger if he held on to that last play in the end zone. But we'll take it. Definitely will take the win. That is 2 in a row now after losing 2 in a row. Ahmad Mark has an okay day. The interceptions really hurt him ratings-wise at the end. Brad Gillespie putting in some work. And looks like Evan Gibson got credited for the sack, not Brad Williams. Javik O'Neal with 4 tackles. We've got some guys with tackles for loss. Only 1 sack. That was Sean Arnold. 2 interceptions. Ronald Taylor having a great rookie campaign. Gets one of them. Hopefully he's not hurt for too long. Cheeseborough with 2 late passes defensed. Andy Gary kicks the field goal. And Casey Sellers with 2 punts, long of 57. That one went into the end zone. Just 1 punt return for Phil Brown. All right, NFC West champions. Click like and subscribe. See if we can close out our season and then come back to see the playoffs. Peace.